Welcome, 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 welcome to another spiritual awakening with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. You know what to do. Tag and share, share and tag. Let people know that we're on the air. So excited and delighted to be with you. Wonderful, wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, or whatever time of day you're watching me right now. Tag and share, share and tag. Tag, actually share and text. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, give many likes and hearts as your soul desires. I am so thankful and grateful to be with you. Almighty, thank you for blessing this gathering of spirits, of consciousness, of awareness. Thank you for your guidance, for your empowerment, for your strength, for your illumination, your revelation. Thank you for transformation. Thank you for dynamic manifestation. We thank you. We thank the Forerunner, Yeshua Mashiach. We're so grateful and thankful for this occasion. Guide us, lead us, speak to us, partner with us. We bless you, Yeshua's name, power, and consciousness. It is so, and so it is. Tag and share, share and tag. Tag and share, share and tag. Let people know that we are live, and I've got some wonderful things to share with you during this session of Spiritual Awakening. Yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. You see it to the right of your screen. Good to see people coming in. Good evening. Vivian, so glad to see you, and others who are making their way to the podcast, to the broadcast on tonight. And don't forget, you can always donate at any particular time during the broadcast if you so desire by using those giving opportunities on the screen. Actually, AG Green now is no longer active. We would just do $ AG Green. Real quickly, I always like to remind you that you are the offspring of a divine being, a creator that is every place in simultaneity, that is a dynamic, powerful God, source, and sustainer of all. And as his offspring, you and I, made in that image, embody power and the characteristics of our Creator. We are now powerless. We are powerful. Now to him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think according to the power that works within us. Type in the comment section, I am powerful. Come on, type it in the comment section. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. That's it. Type it in the comment section. I am powerful. Oh, yes, I am. I am powerful. When you say it, knowing that you're powerful, when you say it and releasing the power simultaneously, you can feel it. You can sense it because you know that I am powerful. This is what you must say to sickness and disease. I am powerful. This is what you must say to rogue thoughts that present themselves as the enemy of your own existence. I am powerful. Next time you hear what you don't want to hear, it appears to be suffocating, look at it, confront it, and say, I am powerful. You are powerful by divine permission. You are powerful by permission of your Creator. You came into this existence as a powerful spirit being. And there is nothing wrong with owning and asserting the power that you are and the power that you possess. I am so glad that you have tuned in tonight. Before I get into the teaching, let's do a check-in real quickly. What's good, family? What's good? Tell me about your week. I want to hear about how your week has been going thus far. What's good? Talk back to me real quick and tell me exactly how you're feeling. It's a subjective experience. Therefore, we can't judge you about how you feel about your own self, about your own life. But from what you can gather up until this point, tell us what's going on with you. This is my way of checking on you. And should somebody need prayer or encouragement, we are always inclined to support those who are in need of it. So real quickly, what's good? Talk to me and tell me what's good. How's your week been going thus far? And of course, let me know if you can see and hear me well. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. Our resident therapist, Pastor Jerry Cotton, says, all is well with me. I'm grateful for all. Anyone else want to check in real quickly? Anyone else want to check in real quickly and let us know what's good? How's your week going thus far? And I want my assistants to prepare to put up a couple of scriptures for us. Let's see here. Vivian says, a little stressed, but God is in control. I trust God. Wonderful. And Hillary says, been having a great week. All is well. Grateful, hopeful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing with me what's good and how your week has been going thus far. And for those who've had challenges, we speak empowerment and we speak strength to you in this moment that things will improve, most definitely improve on your behalf. Now, I've been in a continuing series for several weeks now. And as a matter of fact, this is an opportunity for me to um, share a shameless plug of an announcement. The latest blog article has been released today, number 4 in the series on discussing shaping and uh, manifesting reality, things like that. Actually, the series is entitled The Art of Seeing, Shaping, and Becoming. The Art of Seeing, Shaping, and Becoming. And we're actually dealing with Article 4. I have released Article 4 today on the Patreon, which is the home of our online spiritual community that we are slowly cultivating month by month, preparing for September of this calendar year to shift pretty much everything, most of what we do, probably 75% of what we do now, on regular social media in terms of teaching and streaming will be done through the Patreon platform. We are attaining new free and paid members, and I appreciate you. So, who's read the article thus far and who hasn't read it, but you're going to make your way over to Patreon this week and read article number 4 in the installment? So, let's begin with who's read it. Number 2, who's going to read it? Let me see your feedback in the comment section. And we've got more people look like tonight on YouTube than Facebook. And I'm good with that. Our YouTube numbers appear to be growing in terms of people. I remember when I first started streaming, even when I did Miracle Time, 99.9% of the people would be on Facebook. But now there are more people, a few more people watching on YouTube than on Facebook, at least live. So I am grateful for that. Let's see. Hillary says she's going to read it. Wonderful, wonderful. And if you've been keeping up, it's been a pretty intriguing, interesting series of articles. A lot of foot traffic. A lot of people have gone to Patreon to read it. I think it's got a wonderful blend of spirituality, science, quantum physics and mechanics, metaphysics, all wrapped up in one. You want to make sure that you read number 4. Let's see. Our resident therapist says, I've read it. It's helping with our understanding of our Sunday and Wednesday classes. Keep it coming. Teacher, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate those who've taken time out to go and read the blog article, uh, articles, should say, the series of articles that are on our Patreon /AG Green now, or download the Patreon app and simply type in AG Green now, and Revolution Inc. will pop up. That is the name of our spiritual nonprofit that we are establishing this year. And we will be doing our streaming from there, classes, teaching, all kinds of things will be done on that platform by the end of this calendar year. And so, for those who have not read even article number 1, I want to encourage you to make your way to that platform. You can join as a free member and read it, and let it enhance and empower you. Our resident therapist, Pastor Cotton, again, who is a licensed therapist, has been encouraging some of his clientele to read those series of articles. He's been sharing it with them. So I appreciate that. Don't forget to share. As you like it and read it, also share it with others, beginning with the first article all the way down to the most recent one. I believe it's going to be a blessing and empowering to many people. Couple of texts we want to look at. I don't plan to be with you long tonight. But we're going to revisit, of course, Proverbs 23 7a. And then we're going to go to Mark 11:24 briefly. And then what I really want to do is, I've been giving you all kinds of information for probably the last 2 to 3 months, quantum physics and mechanics, and quantum mechanics, showing you its connection to spiritual principles and spiritual laws. Remember, spirituality predates religion by thousands of years. Spirituality is woven into the fabric of all the existential being. All the existential experiences are made up of the spiritual, and of course, from the physical side, all the way down to the quantum or subatomic level, and of course, emerging into larger physical forms. But the basic principles and premise of everything that exists emanates from the spiritual dimension, the spiritual realm, and is governed by spiritual laws. And of course, those spiritual laws create what we call three-dimensional, or we might call physical, the material universe. And within the framework of the physical and material universe are biological species. Now we are a hybrid of spiritual and physical, or spiritual and biological. And so, therefore, the superposition, which is a quantum physics term, of the spiritual dimension, or everything that is spiritual, is itself governed by spiritual laws and principles. And the inferior state, or the inferior realm, which is physical, which again is filled and replete with biological species, we see it as a physical construct only, but it is a physical construct that is in part created, or that is in totality created by the spiritual dimension itself, the spiritual creator, and spiritual beings. So we are a hybrid of spirituality and physicality. We are a hybrid of that which is invisible and visible, that which is immaterial, incorporeal, and that which is material and corporeal. We as a species are a hybrid of those two realms and those two dimensions. But again, as I explained in my recent TikTok video that I just released, everything from the spiritual to the physical, its basic rudimentary components are energy. It is energy. At the lower basal levels of its existence, of its being, of its ontology, is energy. So I've been talking to you about the confirmation of science in terms of what sages and spiritual teachers and mystics have been teaching for tens of thousands of years, including Yeshua HaMashiach and others. It's confirmation of these dynamic spiritual principles. Again, that the universe is driven by, and we are residents, we are citizens, we are occupants within this universal domain. Therefore, we are subject to these principles, beginning in the spiritual dimension, and of course, inhabiting the physical dimension. I have been sharing with you from a series of articles the powerful fundamental principles of Mark 9 and 23. If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. The series of articles give us a brief exposition of I guess I could say, the framework, or the bedrock, or the substratum of the spiritual. Again, that is related in the physical to the quantum, in terms of the wave in the double slit experiment being observed to collapse into particles, or what's representative of physical matter, and sharing with you how all things are possible to him that believeth. All in that particular text, it's representative of possibilities, potentialities, unlimited outcomes of expression, unlimited potential in the is encompassed in the word all. And so in the subatomic structure, the subatomic realm, in that experiment, that wave exists as all potential, meaning that it has not been given an intention yet. And it was observed by the scientists that when the subatomic particles, the electrons and protons, recognized that they were being observed, which indicates consciousness, it changed the way it flowed through the slits in the wall in terms of this experiment that was being conducted then by these scientists. And so I showed you the parallels between the two. I even quoted from the various different ancient religions who talk about the impact of spirit on matter and mind on matter. And I shared with you how they may disagree on numerous different things, but one thing they do agree on is that the spirit and the mind is what has a direct impact on the physical construct, or what we know as physical reality. And then I shared, of course, over the last few weeks, I kind of uh, was teaching from block number 3, and I talked to you all about reality tunnels, the mind as the architect. And remember, reality tunnel is comprised or composed of four basic things: beliefs. These are things we assume to be true. Emotions. These are habitual feelings. Memories. These are interpretations of the past. And values. What we think matters, or the things we think really matter. We talked for a couple of weeks. I gave you multiple examples of what reality tunnels were. Again, these reality tunnels are what is responsible for our interpretation of reality, not just our interpretation, but our creation of reality by the things that we believe, according to the things that we believe. Again, everybody who's watching me believes something, and everybody who's watching me who believes something, that belief exists, or those series of beliefs exist in what psychologists and sociologists call reality tunnels. And I shared with you how within the framework of these reality tunnels, a filter is created, a mental filter. That mental filter decides, based on what its core beliefs are, what new information gets in and what new information is blocked. And I took my time showing you how we lean more toward things that we believe in, and we allow the reticular activating system, which is a part of the brain, allows familiar things to enter and roll around in our consciousness versus things that are unfamiliar. I also showed you through science how the brain is making decisions milliseconds before the brain itself analyzes new sensory data and information. I know I'm saying a lot at one time, but I'm trying to give you a recap and bring you up to speed as to where we are now. The world you live in, whether you accept it or not, is based on what you believe. God, the creator, the source, the sustainer, the divine, has established it to be this way. There are all kinds of tunnels, reality tunnels, that you and I exist in right now. And they are based on the four things that I just mentioned to you before. And that's why no two people live in the same universe. I want you to type in the comment section: no two people live in the same universe. Type that in the comment section. No two people live in the same universe. No two people live in the same universe. You say, well, how can that be? As far as your perception of solidity, your perception of what you consider to be solid and what you believe material matter to be, you see one universe, but you don't understand that although we are all connected in one stream of consciousness, our interpretation of events, our interpretation of circumstances, our interpretation of what we consider to be true and not true, again, is based on core beliefs. So your interpretation of an accident could be totally different than another person's interpretation of an accident. What you consider to be bad, somebody else considers to be good. What you consider to be tragedy, somebody else interpretation in what you thought was the same universe is one of opportunity. This you're looking at the same tree, but not looking at the tree the same way. Mm. You're a part of what you thought was one circumstance, but that circumstance is not being interpreted the same way by two individuals. Am I making any sense to anybody? Talk back to me in the comment section. And I hope I get a few likes and hearts as well. So, what I want you to understand and what I want you to realize, and really, I want to talk about solutions today. And I touched on it a couple of times at the end of blog article 3, that I want to kind of cover some of those things to help you be more intentional about cultivating your beliefs, cultivating your thoughts, aligning yourself with God, aligning yourself with spiritual principles to shift the things that are happening in your life in a way with intention that you desire without me revisiting many of the things that I've shared with you over the last 3 to 4 months. All right. I love Mark 9:23. If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And all things until you provide an intention or an assignment or a definition and make it a singular thing or multiple things before you get to that step, it exists. It exists as all potential. Okay. It exists as all potential. All right. And so, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Understand that things, even if they're representative of people, places, circumstances, trauma, so forth and so on, understand that those things are literally thoughts first. Did you hear me? I'm going to say it again. Understand that those things are literally thoughts first. And those things first exist in the thinking realm, they exist in the mental realm. Hear what I'm saying today. For example, everybody deals with some amount of trauma. Before you see trauma physically displayed in verbal communications, verbal interactions, verbal jousting, physicality, defiant behavior, it exists first in the mental as a thought to commit the said or recently described, or what I described as abhorrent behavior. It first exists in the mental, right? Before it is considered to be quantified and solidified in the physical dimension as an action or as a person, place, or thing, it first exists up here in the mental. Again, it is just as real in the mental as it is in the physical. Am I making any sense thus far? I don't see any likes and hearts in the comment section on Facebook. Give us a couple on YouTube as well. All right. So I want to share a few things with you. I want to take a little bit more time in sharing a few things with you, but understand before we go to Mark 11:24, and then I go over some of the things that I mentioned at the end of blog article number 3. We touched on cognitive biases. I want you to type it in the comment section. Cognitive biases. We touched on cognitive biases. When you type that in the comment section, cognitive bias. And remember, a cognitive bias, uh, within the category of cognitive biases are major biases such as confirmation bias, meaning we seek out information that confirms what we already believe, negativity bias, meaning that we remember negative events more vividly than positive ones, and availability heuristic, which means that we judge likelihood based on how easily examples come to mind, often skewed by media and personal fears. My goodness, I wish I had time to explore it even more deeply. So we spent a little time in cognitive biases, and I even gave you some examples, I believe, last week on what a cognitive bias was. All right. Again, the reason that I am bringing this up is because whether you are spiritual, believe, consider yourself to be spiritual, godly, ungodly, or whatever the case is, everybody lives in a reality tunnel, and everybody has a cognitive bias. All right. The question is, in knowing that I'm living in a reality tunnel, and knowing that I have a cognitive bias, and within the category of the cognitive bias is a confirmation bias, starting to understand that I am only going to associate myself with knowledge that I think is right based on what I've been conditioned to believe. The question is the knowledge that I am living according to the whole, or is it partial? Secondly, is the knowledge that I've been conditioned to live according to that has created this cognitive bias, this confirmation bias, set up a filter in me, and that is every day rejecting new information. Is it possible that I am rejecting things that could empower me? Is it possible that I am resisting, that my brain and how it's been trained is resisting knowledge that could literally take me to the next level, bring me closer to God, enable me to evolve into a more complete and fulfilled version of me? Is it possible that the doors of my mind have hijacked my behavior to the extent that I am both consciously and unconsciously rejecting light from a prime superior reality that's trying to invade my subjective reality to help me transform so that I can elevate above the circumstances and situations that I've been crawling around in for years? These are questions that I want you to consider as we're doing this teaching. And of course, some of you all saw yourself in the reality tunnels. You saw other people in the reality tunnel illustrations. You saw people in the cognitive and confirmation bias illustrations that I've given over the last couple of weeks. You could see how that fit you. You could see how that fit other people. All right. There are things that people are hanging on to right now. They know that it is hindering them. They know that it is limiting them. For example, one thing we talked about were memories. We're all a collection of memories, and we're all making decisions from these memories, whether these decisions are fact, a fiction of the past, or facts. All right. Uh, the psychologist Elizabeth Lotus demonstrated that memory is constructive, not reproductive, meaning that every time you and I recall an event, we rebuild it, sometimes altering details unconsciously to fit your current emotions and beliefs. This is what's dangerous about us as thinkers. We think that every memory is accurate. But in essence, everybody's not recalling the memory 100%. As the psychologist is saying, it's being rebuilt every time it's called, which means that bits and pieces of truth are being discarded, which means that you are reliving something that's not 100% accurate. Watch this, and making a decision based on that painful memory, sometimes even that good memory. Am I making any sense to anybody? This is one reason why people continue to go headlong into revisiting the same kinds of relationships or renewing and rekindling relationships with people they shouldn't, because when they recall the good, their mind conveniently leaves out the bad in that relationship that caused them to sever the ties and move forward anyway. Because in its recall, again, it has decided to selectively omit the darker times, because in that moment there's an emotion in you that wants that thing, that wants that drug, that wants that person, that wants that situation, that wants that pleasure. And in the moment your brain will filter out the undesirable parts and only allow you to acknowledge the desirable things. Lord have mercy, I should have more likes and hearts on that right now. And then we talked about belief systems, the blueprint of experience, and beliefs are the hidden architecture of the reality tunnel. Hear me. If you believe I'm unworthy, you will unconsciously filter out signs of love and acceptance. I gave you that as an example. I've talked to scores and scores of people over the last several decades, and many times they have a lot going for themselves, but they have created a subconscious and unconscious reality over a period of years, in terms of feeling inferior, in terms of feeling rejected, in terms of bottling up and harboring feelings of unworthiness, to the point that they don't understand that when love and acceptance does show up, they can't readily recognize it or appreciate it, because unconsciously they are rejecting it as a possibility, as a pure possibility in their own personal lives. My goodness, my goodness. I didn't mean to get into all that. All right. So let me move on and give you some tips tonight. Give you some tips. Let's see. We brought up emotions. Let me go on and finish here. Emotions, the color of lenses. All right. And again, I kind of gave you some examples of how, in a state of grief, you barely notice the flowers. In a state of joy, the garden explodes with color and fragrance. So emotions act like colored glasses through which the world appears brighter, darker, hopeful, or despairing. Right. Have you noticed how, when you're feeling good, you see things differently. You feel differently about your life. You feel differently about the world. You feel a little bit differently about your environment. But have you noticed, if there's a negative thought, if there's a negative feeling, if there's a negative emotion, you can be in the same house, you can be working on the same job, you can be riding in the car with the same person. And if the negative mood or the negative emotion is dominating your day, everything looks miserable. Everything feels miserable. The trees don't even look the same. The car you're riding in doesn't even feel the same way. The conversations you're having don't even sound the same way they used to sound. Right? Am I making any sense to anybody today? So your mood are like colored glasses. Change your emotional set point and you change the quality of your perceived world. Then I talked about culture and conditioning, the collective tunnel. All right. Whatever society we've been birthed into tells us what is possible, what is valuable, and what is real. This is the collective reality tunnel of culture, and it frames even what questions you are allowed to ask. Oh my goodness. This is so powerful. This is so dynamic. Some of y'all won't dare ask, you won't dare challenge, you won't dare question, because the culture has taught you certain things you can't ask, certain things you can't say, certain things you just have to put up with, certain things you just have to avoid to keep the peace, certain things you just should avoid dealing with, period. Am I making any sense to anybody today? All right. Let's look at a few things that you can do to expand your reality tunnel. I want you to type it in the comments section. I can expand my reality tunnel. Type it in the comment section. I can expand my reality tunnel. And incidentally, if you just join in and you're even watching in replay and you want to get a more thorough recap of what I've been discussing, make sure you go back down the timeline on Facebook or YouTube. Now, Facebook has started a new policy where they're only allowing videos to be up for 30 days and they're deleting them. I typically keep master copies, but they won't be available for beyond 30 days on Facebook. So if you want to catch up with what I've been discussing, then I encourage you to go down the timeline and watch, get you some popcorn or, get your notebook out and watch some of those previous episodes where I'm able to go more in depth about these subjects. Okay. Yes, you can expand your reality tunnel. Isn't that good news? Isn't it good news to know you can expand your reality tunnel? In neuroscience, they call it neuroplasticity. That's a term for it, neuroplasticity. The, the brain has the ability to change, and therefore it has the ability to learn new things and learn new behavior. So we can expand the reality tunnel. All right. Let me put it up. I did this work for y'all today. So let me do this. This is how, where did I put it at? This is how we expand the reality tunnel. Number one, question your beliefs. Question your beliefs. Let me do something here. I might need to put a space where B is real quickly. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on, man. Oh, I'm tripping. Here we go. Number one, question your beliefs. All right. Um, there's nothing wrong with doing a reevaluation of everything you've ever been taught. Can I say something to you? No matter who said it as a trusted voice or source, not everything you've been taught is accurate. I'm going to say it again. Not everything you've been taught is accurate. It's important for you to keep yourself open to challenge and question everything you think you know. Each day, challenge at least one assumption you hold. Ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Or is it a lens I have accepted? Mm-mm. Also, Byron Katie says, ask yourself this question. It's powerful. Who would you be without that thought? I love that. Who would you be without that thought? So, whatever that thought is that you can identify, family, that's been uh, you feel like it's holding you back or holding you down or causing you to run around in circles. For example, if you have the same thought that you can't do something, who would you be without that thought? If you have the same thought that I'm always going to struggle in this life, who would you be without that thought? If you're having the thought that I just don't have success with love and I never will, who would you be without that thought? If you're having the thought, well, it's just too late. These are my later years in life, and some stuff should have happened when I was younger. I'm asking you the question, who would you be without that thought? Well, if so and so had not left me or so and so had not done this to me, then I could have got my education and I could be making more money and I'd be happier. I'm asking you the question now, who would you be without that thought? Who would you be without those thoughts of bitterness? Who would you be without those thoughts of unforgiveness? Who would you be without those thoughts of blaming other people? That's a powerful question. I'm going to ask myself that more often. Who would I be without that thought? Who would you be without the thought of fear that grips you at times and paralyzes you? Woo, the possibilities are great in terms of accomplishment if we didn't have certain thoughts we believe. B says court the unknown. It means expose yourself to ideas, cultures, people, and experiences so it can stretch your current understanding. Read books that you normally just wouldn't read. Listen to people you don't agree with, not to argue, but to get an understanding. We don't even want to hear the opposing side. We don't even want to hear the opposite side. We close our ears and close our hearts. That's why people are not growing sometimes intellectually. They're not growing mentally. They're not even growing, well, in their spiritual walk because they've closed their eyes off, closed their eyes, excuse me, and their minds shut themselves off. You'll be surprised at what you could learn from something that you grew up not agreeing with. The truth you can see in it, the things you can pick out of it that might actually help you, that may actually serve you well. C is to reframe. M with an M experiences, reframe experiences. Okay. So if you're facing a challenge, you can ask yourself, how else could I see this? How else could I see this? Because every situation does contain multiple meanings. We should choose the meaning that empowers us. So if you're having a challenging day, say you looked at your checking account and it's not what you wanted to be, how many different ways can you look at it? What other ways can you look at it? And what ways can you look at it to empower you? If you received a rejection, if you received a no, what other way can you look at it? And what way can you frame it where it is empowering to you? Again, y'all know that Michael Jordan is my GOAT and Kobe is behind them in my book, but they said that Michael would manufacture stories in his mind about people not liking him. So what he would do in that moment was, and of course, if you didn't like him, he reframed it and used it as motivation. This is my time to show you how great I am, and this is my time to rise to the occasion and dominate you. He's reframing it. He's looking at what could be seen as adversity and reframing it for his good. Are there some situations in your life that you can reframe? It's probably good that some of y'all lost. It's good that some of y'all lost that job. It's good that some of these people fell out of your life. It's good that some of these folks are no longer around. Am I making any sense? There are different ways you can look at a situation if you so choose. And if you believe that all things work together for the good, then you can see the good, even in those situations that folks say are bad. And then D is to meditate. Meditation allows you to watch your thoughts without automatically believing them. Eckhart Tolle says, you are not your thoughts, you are the awareness behind them. End quote. So, as you sit around and get quiet, you have an opportunity, a great opportunity to be able to pay more attention to your thoughts. And then at the same time, you have the opportunity to be able to inject in your thinking cycle the thoughts you want and the thoughts you desire. Okay. Now, here we go real quickly. Uh, Here we go real quickly. Let me see what I put up in here. I might have to go to pull up the Facebook one. These are some things you can do. Morning inquiry. I kind of touched on this before, but I want to touch on it again. Before you start your day, write down one limiting belief you notice. One limiting belief you notice. In this case, the example is I always struggle financially. Then, number two, counter the belief creation. Craft a new empowering belief. An example, abundance flows to me effortlessly and constantly. Or some of you all might say, God always provides for me. Some of you all might say that finances always, by God's grace, manifest in my life in a perfect way. There are different things you can say under number two to counteract the limiting belief. The next thing you've got to do is have an active imagination. Spend a few minutes vividly imagining life as if your new beliefs were already true. Are you hearing what I'm saying today? Imagination is reality. And imagination, again, I've shared with you example after example. Everything you see in your world came out of somebody's imagination, including this planet we live on. Do not discount or play imagination cheap. You and I have the ability to see it within before it manifests externally. We create it, we confirm it, we seize it, we hold it internally. Mark 11:24 says, what things soever ye desire, what things, hear me, soever ye desire, when ye pray, we're praying within, even if we speak it without. What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe. Again, belief is an inside job that ye receive it. Hear me, and ye shall have it. Belief in your thoughts, belief in your imagination, belief in the images in your mind, belief in the inner vision that you form that it's already done. Did you catch that? Things are mental, things are thoughts. What things? The things, the car is a thing, it's in your mind, it's a thing. The miracle you need in your body is a desire in your body is a thing. You've got to believe that you receive it. You got to believe you already have it, which means you should see yourself with it already. Did you catch that? You should see yourself with it already done, enjoying it. If it's a vacation, the quickest way for you to manifest or see the prayer answered to the vacation you desire is to see yourself at that particular destination spot doing the thing that you're doing, whether it's laying on the beach, whether it is perusing wonderful fine dining, whether it is going out on an excursion, having a night out on the town, going shopping. You need to be shopping right now before you go to bed. You need to be shopping at some point in time when you wake up. Come on here. How do I know it's true? I've done it. I've read also numerous testimonials of people who didn't have money, didn't have resources, just lived it as if it was done in their minds, in their hearts, through their prayers. What things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them. And guess what? Ye shall have them. Number four, evidence gathering. Throughout the day, consciously seek out evidence that supports your new belief, no matter how small, and celebrate it, family, when you see it. Again, some of you all are praying and believing and meditating on financial increase. Do you realize that when you walked outside the front of your house or got out at the grocery store or got out, at a business and you looked on the ground and saw a penny or a nickel, that you manifested that? That is a confirmation that you are starting to see finances come in. See how we discount that? That's evidence. That's evidence in your life that the prayer was heard, that the thing is already in motion, that it's going to happen. Am I making any sense? If you're desiring to be debt free and you're imagining yourself debt free, and then all of a sudden you go online and you run into a situation that's offering a debt free package at a reduced price, or you start all of a sudden hearing about debt freedom, or an opportunity presents itself to bring extra income to your life, guess what? That means in the physical world, that's evidence that you've already received what you prayed for, that you already own it, that you already possess it, that you already have it. My goodness. All right. Those are the four things that I am suggesting there at the end of block three. And I just kind of wanted to touch on it. Yes, seek evidence, family, that supports your belief. Stop thinking, well, no, that's just a coincidence. No, it's not a coincidence. That thing is in your pathway because you just prayed about it, or you just meditate on it, or you just saw it in a vision, using a faith vision to see the end, living in the end, living in the wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard would say. You are in that space, and all of a sudden something pops up that aligns with what you just prayed. That's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, watch this, that you desired financial increase. You saw financial increase. Somehow your vision might have been money coming to your hand and money coming to your cash app, or you paying that bill, and all of a sudden somebody who owed you money for 5 years sends you a cash app. You can't be in that moment throwing away evidence talking about, well, they owe me money anyway. So, I don't know if that happened because I just prayed or not, because I just believed or not. Yes, that's why it happened. If they had been owing it for 5 years and didn't pay it before then, and then you prayed a specific prayer, you meditated specifically, you saw it and envisioned it specifically, cash coming to you, and all of a sudden that cash app comes through, that's the difference maker. That is a result of your faith. That is a result of what you envisioned. That is a result of what you saw that you were living in. The prayer being answered, family. Hear me. That's evidence. And when I say evidence, go look. I don't mean just be out here hunting. I'm looking, I'm looking. No, you don't have to do that. It'll come. I'm saying when it presents itself, when you start seeing numbers, same numbers back to back to back, when when you people start texting you confirmations, or you start seeing it in the word, don't be acting like it's just a coincidence. No, this is a confirmation to you that it is done for you. The only thing you have to do is just continue to live in that. Live in it being done. Be thankful and grateful that it is done. Now you're shifting some things internally. That's shifting externally. Wow. Am I the only one who feels that? I sense it. I sense it. I sense dynamic shifts taking place in your life. I want you to type it in the comment section right now. Dynamic shifts are taking place in my life now. Type that in the comment section. Dynamic shifts are taking place in my life now. Come on, type that in the comment section. Dynamic shifts are taking place in my life now. You are blessed. You are empowered. You are enlightened. You are strengthened. You are blessed. You are empowered. You are enlightened. You are strengthened. You are blessed. You are empowered. You are enlightened. You are strengthened. You are blessed. You are enlightened. You are empowered. You are strengthened. You are blessed. You are enlightened. You are empowered. You are strengthened. Ooh. my, 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 my. Powerful, 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 powerful. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? That was a declaration. That was a decree that I spoke into you, that I spoke with you. That shall surely, as the text would say, come to pass. That shall surely happen. That shall surely manifest because it is now. Wow. Mm. Giving opportunities on the screen. Mhm. Yes, I feel it too, Hillary. I feel it. 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 So strongly. I feel it. All right. For those who want to give a donation, use the donation opportunities on the screen. $ AG Green Enterprises, $ AG Green. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for the likes and hearts. Yes, yes, yes. Dynamic shifts are taking place in my life now. Mm. Hallelujah. Thank you. 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 Peace. There's a peace that's being released. There's a peace. I see it moving from the midsection of your body, swirling all the way around to the top of your head. Peace. Peace. There is peace that has been released, and this peace is going to cause you. It's going to cause you to relax. And in your relaxation, there's going to be great manifestation. Mhm. In your relaxation, there's going to be great manifestation. Ooh, my goodness. I'm going to say it again. In your relaxation, there's going to be great manifestation. And I touch and agree right now for anybody who's watching me who may have certain physical ailments. You are healed and you are whole by the great I am from the inside out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm, mm, mm. Feel it so strong. All right. I'm going to release you all today with the Shalom blessing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm so thankful for you. Yes, in your relaxation, there's going to be great manifestation. Feel God, the constructed universe that the Almighty has put in place. It's manifesting great, great things for you now. And your testimonies will be swift and soon, because you're going to come back and tell somebody, even tell us about the great shift that just took place. The shift is a shaking. The shift is a shaking off of the old dust and rust, with the emergence of a new you, a new sound, a new energy, a new frequency, a new level, a new dimension, a new awareness. Did you catch that? Did you hear that? Oh my, my, my. I sense that while I'm talking to you. I sense it so strong, like chill bumps, like energy going up and down my body. Mm, mm, mm. Just thank you that I know that I know that I know that it is so. Hey, I know that I know that I know that it is so. Whew. Kept you a little longer than what I thought. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I sense it. Don't you dare keep that testimony to yourself. Don't you dare keep your triumph to yourself. Come back to your spiritual community here and share. Even if you think it's little, share. Because as surely as what I have declared is so, is done. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, and prosperity. Nothing missing and nothing broken. Love you so dearly. Enjoy your day.